Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Dustin with the Custom Offsets, and we are here. Jared's throwing stuff from behind the camera. We're here on location to bring you guys the Great American Tire Test. Now, behind me, you're gonna see there's 4 trucks, right? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, you can count them. One's on street tires, one's on an all-terrain, one's on a hybrid, and one's on a mud terrain. So we've got a small handful of tests here. We're gonna take the trucks through their paces and just see how well each tire performs and bring you guys one at the end. Now, before we get into that, if you guys are needing tires or wheels or lift kits or performance parts or bumpers or any cool stuff for your truck, we have it at customoffsets.com. And also, we are giving away a whole SEMA truck. We're talking a 2017 Ford F350, 12-inch Kelderman lift kit, bumpers, lighting, custom wrap, the whole thing. Plus, we're donating to the Warrior Built Foundation to help the veterans of this great nation. You guys can check all that out at customoffsets.com/giveaway. That's enough out of me. Let's get into the actual test. All right, guys, so up first is the street tire. Obviously, this is my Duramax, so it's a 2007 Chevy 2500 HD, and we are rocking a set of 22x14 Archon Lincolns, minus 81 offset, of course, and tires is a 305/45 R22 Toyo Proxy ST3. So it's the newest Toyo Proxy in their lineup. This one, like I said, is a 305/45, so it's gonna be about 33 in diameter, about 12 wide, so it is a little bit stretched, as you can see on the sidewall here. This one's gonna have a load rating of 118. It's gonna be V-speed rated. This tire is also gonna come with a 40,000 mile tread life warranty, and it weighs about 46 pounds altogether. So definitely a solid contender when it comes to it, but let's go through the rest of them and take a look. All right, guys, so in the all-terrain of today's battle is this set of wheels and tires on Jared's daily. This is a Chevy Silverado 2500 HD as well, but Jared's got the 8.1 gasser paired with a manual transmission. In terms of wheel and tire, this is a 20x10 Anthem Equalizer. It's in black and milled, minus 24 offset, and he's wrapped in a set of 285/55 R20 Cooper Discoverer AT3 XLT. I have to slow down there because there's a lot going on in that name. This is an all-terrain. This is also a very familiar set of wheels and tires because this was on my Duramax when I first bought it. Took me through the snow really well in the winter, and just overall a solid set of tires. Now, in terms of load rating, this one's gonna be at a 122 load rating, which is a little bit more, obviously, than the street tire, of course. In terms of sizing, this one's gonna come out to be about a 33x12, 11.5, 12 wide. So again, really solid square setup here. In terms of tread life warranty, these are gonna come in at a staggering 55,000 miles, which is pretty incredible for an all-terrain tire like this. And in terms of weight on this one, guys, this tire is gonna come in at about 60 pounds, so a little bit heavier than the street tire. Obviously, it's an all-terrain, a little thicker, a little more rubber there. So enough out of this one, let's go to our hybrid. All right, guys, so representing the hybrid in today's tire test is Chris's truck. The tire test is gonna, listen, that's like a tongue twister. We'll count how many times I can say it. Anyway, he is sitting on a set of wicked W906 wheels in a 20x12, wrapped in a 35/12.5 R20 Kenda Cleaver RT. It's been one of the hottest hybrid tires for us this year in 2021. This one, again, 35/12.5, is load rated at a 125. There's no manufacturer mileage warranty on this one. It just says a full manufacturer's warranty, which means that if there's any defects, they will take care of you. And in terms of weight, this one, it comes in at over 70 pounds, making it the heaviest tire so far in today's lineup. Now, finally, we're gonna move on to the mud tire, the aggressive, the gnarly. Let's go take a look. All right, guys, so last but certainly not least is the one and only Anthem General, a Dodge Ram Power Wagon. It's a Ram Power Wagon, not a Dodge Ram Power Wagon, because they don't call them Dodges anymore. Listen, don't roast me. Anyway, this one is on a set of 20x12 Anthem Rogues in the bronze. Wrapped around that is a set of 37/12.5 R20 Yokohama Geolandar MTs, which is an absolutely gnarly tire. It's super aggressive. Obviously, being a mud tire, it's gonna have the most tread void here. This one is going to be tread rated at a 126. Excuse me, it's gonna be weight rated at a 126. No mileage warranty on this one, just like the hybrid, just a standard manufacturer's defect warranty. And in terms of weight on this one, this is gonna be the heaviest tire here, obviously, because it's the biggest. This tire weighs a staggering 81 pounds. So the heaviest tire here, obviously being a 37, we expected that. That's enough out of me. Let's quit talking about specs. Let's actually put them to work. All right, guys, so test number 1 is going to be the tire pull. So what we have behind us here is a big old rubber tire with a couple of big rocks on it. It actually is pretty stout in terms of pulling it across this gravel. The gravel's kind of sticky and not super conducive to pulling stuff. So we're gonna hook all 4 trucks up to them. We're gonna drag them just a couple feet and just see how well each tire performs in terms of overall grip and ability to pull that tire across the ground here. So that's enough out of me. Let's get hooked up and get started. All right, guys, so for this next test, we're gonna test some traction in less than stellar conditions. As you can see here, I'm standing about ankle deep in water, but as I stand here, I continue to sink. This is, by all definitions, pretty swampy. It's clayey and sticky and gross down here. So I know that we could wind it up and send it through this little mud patch and probably get through it with all 4 tires. That's not the goal of the challenge today. We're gonna creep in here and then slowly start to work our way through, because we really wanna show you guys the difference in tread patterns and how it behaves in the mud when you're in really sticky situations. So that's it. We're gonna get started. We're gonna grab the first truck and we'll get into it. All right, guys, so we're here at our ultra super top secret test facility, closed course, professional drivers, of course, and we're about to do some burnouts. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna do a burnout on each one of the tires, see how well it does, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, so we're back in the shop. As you can see here, we're no longer out at the
just undisclosed
location, private professional driver, closed course. So we thought we'd just sit down in front of you guys for a little bit here and talk about each one of those tests, kind of talk about the tires and stuff. You know, starting with the street tire and working all the way through. So I think, obviously, we brought Jared with us. I didn't introduce you, I'm sorry.
Hi, I'm Jared. I had the old 8.1 Unicorn Silverado with the 6-speed on all terrains.
Right. So Jared, with that being said, we kind of talked about it a little bit, but let's really dive in and take a look at each tire. Let's start with the street tire. Kind of give me your thoughts on that one. Tell me what you're thinking, and let's go from there.
So honestly, I think, like, obviously off-road, it's not the best tire for off-road or anything off of literal like pavement as it is, just because it was slipping. Sure, you got the job done. Sure, you could kick it into 4 and it didn't have any issues, but if you're in those situations and you're in something a little bit deeper than what we were in or whatever, I would want at minimum an all-terrain, but I don't even think I would want that as far as being in a sticky situation, quite literally, and being able to get out of it confidently if you're by yourself. The street tire isn't going to be the one to do that, in my opinion. Yeah,
I mean, I think we'd be lying if we said that the street tire is an off-road tire by any means, right? That's just not what they're designed for. So let's switch gears here. Let's talk about the ATs a little bit.
Yeah, I honestly was pretty impressed with how they did. The pulling, they did solid. The mud, I got further than you did, I still got stuck and had to put it into 4. So it was neat to see the progression as they went on and how they got better and further as you got with a more off-road oriented tire. Obviously, all terrains, you can do a little bit more trail riding, I guess you could call it like that with them. You can get more out of them as far as mileage goes than you can with a hybrid or an MT because they're meant for highway driving. They're not
Correct.
meant for strictly off-roading. Road noise is another big thing I don't think we really talked about, but that's going to be pretty quiet on an all-terrain because they're not overly aggressive. It's an all-terrain. It's good all around,
Yeah.
and I think that's what it did.
I was actually a little under-impressed by
Really?
that tire. Yeah, I expected that AT3, and again, it's a little bit skewed because we looked at one individual tire,
Yeah.
but that AT3 did so well in the snow. Again, I'm a little bit biased because I had those tires.
Yeah. Literally that same set.
Yeah, that whole setup. So it did really well in the snow, but I expected more out of that in some of the mud and the softer gravel and stuff. You know, it packed up almost immediately,
Yeah.
almost as tight as what the street tire did. Sure, it cleaned out a little bit easier because it has more tread void. Yeah. How about the hybrid? What do you think?
Dude, we haven't gone through all of them yet, but I just think hybrids are the move. Like overall, looking at everything, it did great. Like
Yeah.
he made it through the mud, he pulled, he did everything solid, and that tire just overall, it can do everything. Like you can do the off-roading if you want to, you can do the highway driving if you want to, and it's gonna be quieter. You're gonna get decent mileage out of them, like 40 to 50K, not 60K out of your all-terrains,
Yep.
but you'll get a solid 40, 50 out of them.
And last but not least, the aggressive, the gnarly, the one and only Yokohama Geolanders.
They did exactly what they were supposed to do. Like that truck is built and meant
Yeah.
for off-roading. That tire is built and meant for off-roading, and it crawled through everything with not a single issue.
The only issue that we had with that thing was that the traction control, when we got into the sticky stuff, because it was in two-wheel drive, the traction control wanted to slow it down. And so we literally flipped off the traction control, left it in two-wheel drive, and just walked right through whatever we needed to do, which is wild.
And even
you know.
Chris, with the RTs, had to turn on four-wheel drive, I believe, right? As he got around the corner.
I don't think so. I thought he was good in two the whole way. I could be wrong,
We'll have
maybe
to
not.
interview him. Can you take that thing off the tripod quick?
Chris!
We need a confirmation from you. Did you or did you not flip your truck into four-wheel drive to get out of the mud?
Okay, that was at the very end. So
Okay, so he
You
did.
came around the corner?
Yes. after
Okay,
it
so
came
that's
out.
all we needed.
All right,
thank you,
thank
bye.
you. So after confirming with our sources, he did indeed have to turn
did.
four-wheel drive on to get out of the sticky stuff. However, it was after the pond, but he still had to get it on to get out.
I don't know if I'd call it a pond. It's more like a puddle.
Well, yeah, I don't know what to call
I
it.
don't know, the water was like
swamp.
ankle deep
The
though. It was
swamp.
pretty wicked.
Get out of me, swamp.
What are you doing in my swamp?
For me, this was a super cool test to do, and we get it, right? There was a lot of variables that went into this, so by no means is this scientific data, right? Different tire sizes, different trucks. My
Different
diesel's
brands.
heavier than a lot of
Yeah.
these guys were. You know, all of that
Tire
stuff comes into
brands.
play. But what was really cool is that fundamentally you got to break down and see the true tread differences in sticky situations, in soft gravel when you're trying to pull something. And it really, by all definitions, it did exactly what is advertised. It was super cool for us to have real hands-on
You know
experience.
what we didn't
here.
even talk about?
Huh.
The burnouts.
Oh, I mean,
burnouts
listen,
progressively got less as they went
This is
through,
where
too.
you just spin down the crown and put the
Oh,
glasses
here
on.
we
Just
go.
back to back to back Burnout King, baby. Listen, those street tires slap when it comes to burnouts. You mat that thing, they spin right away and they smoke like a and it is big, thick,
Yes.
black lines. It's so cool. I will do burnouts on those tires all day, every day.
But then you notice how the smoke slowly got
Yeah.
less and less as you got into the heavier, more aggressive tires
Yeah,
too. And
it's
everything
less
like
rubber.
that.
Realistically, it's less rubber on the ground, which gives you less smoke, which
Yeah.
is wild to think about. So if you want to do burnouts, kids, street tires. Toyo Proxy ST3s.
On private courses because we cannot recommend you doing them in public.
Yeah, correct. Private, a professional driver, closed course.
In Mexico.
In Mexico. We get to Mexico pretty quick.
Yeah.
We're good. We've been there once or twice.
Yep.
All right, guys, what do you think of all the tires? Which one is your favorite? Let us know down in the comment section below. And if you guys are looking at any of these tires or any other tire for that matter, I mean, we have those and wheels. We'll mount them and balance and ship them to you for free. It's pretty cool stuff there. I got bumpers, performance parts. Basically, if you need it for your truck, we got it at CustomOffsets.com.
And if there's another comparison you guys want us to do, whether it's, I don't know, literally anything. We just compared 4 different tires. Is there 4 different ones you want to see? 4 different
Yeah.
lift kits, 4 different wheels. Drop a comment below. We'll do it.
Yeah, this is fun stuff. I love doing videos
Yeah,
like this.
this is fun.
Cool. With that, make sure you subscribe. Peace.